8 times Drake went too far. Drake's career has been steeped in controversy from the day he began stirring up buzz with his second mixtape, Comeback Season. His effortless switches between rap and singing were still foreign to mainstream rap, and it caused great debate over whether Drake could be considered a rapper. But whatever you consider him, Drake has spent the last decade building a massively successful career, dominating airwaves, becoming a household name, and taking the crown as the highest-selling male solo act of all time. But fame comes with a price. You don't spend that much time in the public eye without people dissecting your every move. And Drake is no exception. Over the course of his career, Drake has been at the center of his fair share of scandals and controversies. Over the past 10 years, has Drake crossed the line? Do any of his actions make you think that he's too far gone? Before we get started, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Now it's time that we let you decide for yourself. Number 8. His Blackberry Freestyle. In April of 2009, just 2 months after the release of his mixtape So Far Gone, Drake appeared on Hot 97 for an interview with Angie Martinez. At the end of the interview, Drake ran into Funkmaster Flex in the hallways of Hot 97, and Flex convinced Drizzy to hop onto the booth for a quick freestyle, but made one decision that puzzled fans. He read the entire freestyle off of his Blackberry. Fans called out Drake, who defended himself by saying he preferred to think out and write his raps, rather than freestyle them. This wasn't helpful for Drake, who was already trying to defend his status as a rapper while battling an army of crying Drake memes and accusations of being the softest rapper ever. Interestingly enough, years later in 2016, Flex would go on record to say that Drake not only rehearsed that freestyle prior to it being filmed, but also intentionally left his Blackberry out, because his team wanted to prove to his fans that he really wrote his own bars. I can't say whether Drake used his Blackberry to fend off pre-freestyle nerves, or if this was a calculated preemptive defense against future accusations. Number 7. His shots at Kid Cudi. In September of 2016, Kid Cudi went on a Twitter rant calling out hypocrisy in the rap game. Referencing rappers using multiple writers on an individual song, Cudi sums up the rant by naming various artists. He says, quote, "Ye, Drake, whoever, they don't give a F about me." 2016 was a rough year for Cudi. Always open about his mental health, the rapper had acknowledged that he was having a particularly hard time with his struggle against depression. In fact, just about a month after his Twitter rant, Cudi would check himself into rehab to help deal with his depressive state. Drake, who had yet to comment on Cudi's tweets, released the song Two Birds, One Stone at the end of October, 3 weeks after Cudi's check into rehab went public. On the track, which mainly addressed his feud with Pusha T and Kanye West, Drake momentarily turns his attention to Cudi, rapping, "You were the man on the moon, now you just go through your phases." This was seen by many as a shot at Cudi's mental health issues, and Drake received widespread backlash for going too far with his diss. Pretty funny, considering a couple years later, Drake would be calling someone else out for going too far with their diss. Number 6. His set at Camp Flog. With Drake pretty much living at the top of the charts for the past 5 years, it's hard to imagine him taking the stage at a major music festival and getting booed so hard he actually ends his set early. But that's exactly what happened in November of 2019, when Drake appeared as a surprise guest at Tyler the Creator's Camp Flog Music Festival. Like every year, Tyler advertised his festival with a question mark on the poster, leaving room for a series of surprise guests. After Frank Ocean fans misinterpreted several supposed clues about the mystery guest, they became convinced that Frank would be playing at the festival. However, this was not the case. After surprise appearances by A$AP Rocky and Lil Uzi Vert, Drake took the stage. Fans, believing there was more surprises after Drake's set, responded with boos and no's each time Drake asked if he could perform more songs. Eventually, Drake ended his set and left the stage.
These next 2 songs I'm about to do, right? These next 2 songs I'm about to do, and trust me, look, after this, we turn up, I'm out of here, you have a great fucking night. Make some noise for yourself one more time. I love y'all, I go by the name of Drake, thank you for having me.
Tyler, a massive Drake fan, later confirmed that Drake was intended to be the main surprise guest, and angrily scolded his fans for being entitled and immature. Number 5. His texting habits. When the Netflix show Stranger Things released, it seemed to take the internet by storm. Fans loved the vintage 80s vibe and classic horror themes. But more than anything, it seemed that the world was encaptured with Millie Bobby Brown, the 12-year-old star who played the show's enigmatic character 11. So it was no surprise when it was revealed that Drake was a massive fan of the show too. It was a surprise, however, when Millie Bobby Brown casually revealed on the red carpet in 2018 that she and Drake text each other every day.
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more."
Brown went on to explain that Drake regularly gives her advice about boys, but declined to discuss the details of said advice. The internet was immediately alarmed by Drake's supposed deep friendship with a 14-year-old female child star. Many argued that the friendship seemed innocent, and Drake himself may relate to Brown as a former child star himself. But for some, the 18-year gap made the friendship feel inappropriate. These concerns resurfaced when it was revealed that Drake regularly texts 17-year-old singer Billie Eilish as well. Do you think Drake means well, or is this actually an alarming pattern? Number 4. His performance in Denver. Amidst concerns about Drake's texting habits, an old YouTube clip from 2010 resurfaced in 2019. In the clip, Drake is performing at Denver's Ogden Theater when he pulls a young woman up on stage to dance with him as he sings. Drake, playing into his reputation as the rap game's Casanova, dances seductively against her, kisses her forehead, and then her lips. It's only after this that Drake asks the woman how old she is, and she replies, 17. Drake, shocked, asked her how she can be so young, stating, quote, "Why do you look like this? I can't go to jail yet, man." It's important to note that Denver age of consent is 17, and Drake himself was only 24 at the time of the incident, meaning everything was completely legal. However, Drake's playful taunts about her age alarmed some fans, who felt it implied Drake had little regard for whether the situation was legal in the first place. Number 3. His old photo shoot. Drake's highly publicized beef with Pusha T was so lengthy and dramatic that it's easy to lose track of all the things the feud revealed. Pusha T's now infamous diss, Story of Adidon, brought a lot to unpack. In the heat of ghostwriting accusations, paternity tests, and shots at Noah 40 Shabib's medical conditions, the shock value over the diss's cover is often overlooked. The Story of Adidon's cover featured a young Drake in a bright neon green hoodie and a massive grin, his face covered in black paint, also known as blackface. The act is considered extremely taboo in modern society and is considered extremely racist. Many fans questioned the validity of the photo, but Drake himself later confirmed they were real. When Drizzy finally issued a statement, he clarified that those photos were part of a photo shoot he did in 2007, which addressed the way young black actors were unfairly typecast in Hollywood, drawing a parallel to how black culture was misrepresented in early film and television. The explanation is pretty airtight, but without the proper context, the photo could have done some real damage to Drake's reputation. Number 2. His ghostwriting accusations. Drake might be the only rapper in history to win a Grammy from a diss track, but that doesn't mean that Drizzy came out unscathed from his infamous feud with Philly rapper Meek Mill. In 2015, Meek Mill was frustrated about a perceived lack of promotion from Drake for their collaboration single, Rico. Turning to Twitter to air out his frustrations, Meek claimed that Drake, quote, "ain't even write that verse on my album." The accusations took to the internet by storm, and combined with Quentin Miller's reference tracks for If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, that had surfaced just a month earlier, many rap fans were ready to remove Drake from their top 5 lists. Drake and Meek moved on to exchange a few sets of disses, with Drake's track Back to Back ultimately winning over the public, and later earning him a Grammy. In a 2019 Rap Radar interview, Drake fully addresses the accusation, claiming that while he occasionally has help tweaking songs, all his songs that have done any damage were fully penned on his own. Despite this, Drake's reputation in the hardcore hip-hop fandom as a lyricist has never fully recovered, and he is still plagued by accusations of using ghostwriters today. Number 1. His son, Adonis. Remember that Drake and Pusha T feud we talked about? You didn't think we forgot about the biggest part, did you? When Pusha T released the diss track, Story of Adidon, the heart of the diss centered around the claim that Drake had fathered a baby with an adult actress and kept the entire thing a secret. Push viciously attacked Drake for abandoning the child the same way his father, Dennis, had abandoned him. He also claimed that Drake had planned to unveil his son to the world with an Adidas campaign, which was later canceled because of Push's revelation. Drake stayed silent about the whole issue until the release of his album Scorpion, where he acknowledged that he did, in fact, have a son. His defense on the track, Emotionless, states, quote, "I wasn't hiding my kid from the world, I was hiding the world from my kid." In his 2019 Rap Radar interview, Drake reveals that there really was an Adidas campaign that was canceled, but didn't focus on his son the way Push had implied. He went on to acknowledge that he kept the entire thing a secret for so long due to a botched paternity test that left him unsure if Adonis was really his son. Do you think that Drake was obligated to tell the world about his son, or did Pusha overstep? Let us know in the comments below. And before you leave, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel.